Okay, this week I'm going to teach you how to do something really cool. You're going to add up two really big numbers. And there's a method to add up two really big numbers. It's called long addition. Long addition. Okay, so to do long addition, you must first know which number is in the ones place and which number is in the tens place. So, number 3 is in the tens place, right? 32. 3 is in the tens place, 3 tens. Right? I'm going to highlight it in pink. Okay, number 3, I'm going to highlight it in pink. And 3 is in the tens place. Okay, I'm going to put a T on top. Now 2 is in the ones place. I'm going to highlight it in green. And I'm going to put O above ones place. So 32 is 3 tens and 2 ones. Remember we learned this before? Okay, so same 63. 6 is in the tens place. Okay, put a T on top. And 3 is in the ones place. Okay, so I'm going to put a O on top. Now, to add up this number, you have to draw something called the working. Okay, you have to draw T and O first. Okay, T and O is just tens place and ones place. Now, I got a special name for tens place and ones place. I call T Mrs. Tan and I call O Mr. O. You'll find out next time why I call T Mrs. Tan and O Mr. O. Okay, now Mrs. Tan is pink color, okay, and her house is also pink color. Mr. O is green color and his house is green color. Alright, now we're going to put the numbers into Mrs. Tan and Mr. O's place. So 3 is in T's house, Mrs. Tan's house, okay, so put 3 over here underneath Mrs. Tan. 2 is in Mr. O's house. So you put 2 under Mr. O. Okay, this one 6 and 3. 6 is Mrs. Tan's house. So you put 6 in her house. And 3 is in Mr. O's house. So you put 3 in Mr. O's house. Alright, then after that you're going to put a plus. And you're going to draw a line under their houses. Okay, this is their little house. Alright, so this is your little house. Okay. Next, you're going to add up the numbers in Mr. O's house and in Mrs. Tan's house. So let's look at Mr. O's house. Mr. O's house got 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 equals to 5. So there are 5 people in Mr. O's house. Next, Mrs. Tan's house. 3 plus 6 is equals to 9. So there are 9 people in Mrs. Tan's house. So the answer is just here. This is the answer, 95. The answer is 95. So 32 plus 63 equals to 95. Very easy, right? You just do this method. You can add all sorts of big numbers already. Okay, let's do one more example. Okay, let's do 54, very big also, plus 43, very big. Okay, so again, 5 is in Mrs. Tan's house. 4 is in Mr. O's house. Okay, 5 tens and 4 ones. 4 over here is in Mrs. Tan's house. 4 tens and 3 ones. So 3 is in Mr. O's house. Alright, so the first thing you have to do is to draw the working. So you draw a T and a O, Mrs. Tan and Mr. O. So Mrs. Tan is pink. Okay, so all the pink numbers go under Mrs. Tan. Mr. O is green. All the green numbers go under Mr. O's house. Okay, so 5 pink, Mrs. Tan's house. 4 green, Mr. O's house. 4 pink, Mrs. Tan's house. 3 green, Mr. O's house. Okay, and then you put a plus and draw a line under their house and you add up the numbers in Mr. O's house first. Okay, now, why I call the ones place Mr. O? Because Mr. O is an old grumpy angry man. He always wants to be the first in everything. So you always have to add up Mr. O first. Then you can go to Mrs. Tan. Okay, so 4 plus 3 is 7. If you don't add up Mr. O first, you'll be very angry and grumpy, okay? After you do Mr. O, then you do Mrs. Tan. 5 plus 4 equals to 9. So the answer is 97. Okay, 97. 54 plus 43 equals to 97. Alright, okay, so let's look at practice 1. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 question, I already draw out the working for you. Can you see? So all you need to do is to add up the numbers in Mr. O's house and Mrs. Tan's house. Okay, so I put in the numbers 4, 2, I put 4, 2, 5, 4, I put 5, 4. So you add up the numbers. Remember, add up Mr. O first because he's an old grumpy man. Okay, 2 plus 4, 6. 4 plus 5, 9. So the answer is 96. 42 plus 54 equals to 96. Easy, right? Next one. 3226. Okay. 3226. So add up in Mr. O's first. 2 plus 6, 8. 3 plus 2, 5. So the answer is 58. Very easy, right? Okay, do one more here. Mr. O first. 6 plus 2 is 8. Then Mrs. Tan, 5 plus 1, 6. So the answer is 68. Very simple for you. Now, let's look at this question. This time, I didn't write the numbers down for you. Okay, you have to write the numbers down. Okay, so we know that 7 is in Mrs. Tan's house. 7 tens, 1 ones, right? 1 is in Mrs. Tan's house. 1 10, 8 ones. Okay. So this 1 is in Mr. O's house, 8 is in Mr. O's house. And remember, Mrs. Tan's house is pink, Mr. O's house is green. Okay? So put all the pink numbers and green numbers in under Mr. Tan and Mr. O's house. So 7, 1, 1, 8. So you plus them next. Mr. O first. 1 plus 8, 9. 7 plus 1 is 8. So the answer is 89. Now, once you are very good at it, you don't even have to highlight the numbers, okay? You can just write the numbers down yourself. So you see, 1, 3, you just write 1, 3 like this way, okay? First row is 1, 3. Next number is 3, 4. Second row, you just put 3, 4. Right? Okay, it's just very easy. You don't even have to highlight. Then you add up Mr. O first. 3 plus 7. 3 plus 4, 7. 1 plus 3, 4. So the answer is 47. Okay, so again, 2, 4, just write 2, 4. Okay, 24. Next, 14, just write 1, 4. 14. Okay, then after add Mr. O, 4 plus 4, 8. 2 plus 1, 3. Very easy, right? So the answer is 38. Got it? Okay, so you can do the rest yourself. I just want you to look at this question over here. 25 plus 4. Now, if you look at 4, this number 4, there's only a number from Mr. O. There is no tens place. It's just 4 is just 4 ones. So it's 4 belongs to Mr. O. There's no Mrs. Tan number. Okay, so what do? You put 4 over at Mr. O and you leave a blank in Mrs. Tan's house. Can you see? So 25 here. 4, you don't, remember, careful not to put it in Mrs. Tan's house. This 4 belongs to Mr. O, okay? Mr. O is a very old grumpy. You better don't put his number 4 into Mrs. Tan's house, if not he'll get very angry. So 4 is in Mr. O's house, okay? 4. Then you just add up. 5 plus 4, 9, 2. So it's just 2. 2 plus nothing. 2 plus 0. So it's just 2. So it's 29. 29. Alright, so same over here. 8. Okay, 8 is in Mr. O's house. 8 ones, right? So don't put it in Mrs. Tan's house. And then 3, 1. So 3, 1. Got it? So 8 plus 1 is 9. 3 is just 3. Alright? So this answer is 39. Okay, next. 5, 2, and 6. So 5, 2, and 6. Put it in Mr. O, don't put in Mrs. Tan's. So add up 2 plus 6, 8. And then 5 plus nothing is still 5. So the answer is 58. Got it? Okay, so this is practice 1. Practice 2 is the same, just that over here, can you see this? I don't even put in T, O, plus and a line for you. So you have to do it yourself. So remember, when you do this kind of question, when you have to draw the working yourself, always write T and O first. Then you put in the numbers 3, 1, 3, 1, 5, 4, 5, 4. Then put a plus and put a line under their houses. Then you add up 1 plus 4, 5. 3 plus 5, 8. The answer is 85. Okay, I'll do one more for you. So write T, O first. Remember? Then write 2, 4. Then 7, 5. 7, 5. Plus them together. 4 plus 5 equals to 9. 2 plus 7 equals to 9. The answer is 99. Alright? And then again, you have one number alone like this. And who does this belong to? Mr. O, not Mrs. Tan. So again, T, O, okay, 7, 2. And then 7 belongs to Mr. O, so write 7 over here. So you plus the numbers. 2 plus 7 equals to 9. 7 plus nothing equals to 7. So the answer is 79. Alright, so this is how you do it. Okay? And so for practice 3, I don't give you any help anymore. You have to draw in the working all by yourself. So it's the same as this kind of questions. Okay? So just be careful. Whenever you just see one number like this, it has to belong to Mr. O's. Okay? Alright, that's all.